How to flirt without being creepy. Hi guys, my name is Christine Loveridge and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how to flirt without being creepy. So the first point that I want to get into is do not have a motive. If it's clear that you have a motive and she can tell that you're trying to flirt with her in order to, get her to hook up with you or to try and find a relationship, then it's going to come off as creepy because your flirting is kind of like a means to an end, whereas it's not just a fun, enjoyable experience for you both. So when you're flirting, you've got to go into it with the mindset of, I'm just here to have a good time. I'm just here to have an enjoyable experience with this girl. And when you don't actually have a motive and you're not trying to get something, instead of just giving your humor and your presence, what it does is it takes the pressure off of you because you can relax then, because you're not trying to get something from her. You're not trying to get her phone number or trying to get her to, trying to win her over. If you don't have a motive and you're just flirting just to be fun and playful, just for the sake of flirting, you'll come off as much more relaxed and much more at peace and you won't be as creepy as well, because if you're trying to get something and a girl can tell that you're just doing this and you're saying lines, they can usually read right through that, even if you're trying to be subtle about it. They can usually tell if someone is trying too hard. And that's what makes, flirting, and that's what makes flirting creepy, when someone is trying too hard. Because then it doesn't come off as authentic and it just looks like you're trying to get something from her. So instead, switch it around. Try and approach the situation with no motive and have your primary aim only be to give to her a fun, enjoyable experience. Switch it around from trying to get and to actually give. That will stop, this creepy sort of presence that you may give off. So my next point is you should be having fun and aim to make her laugh, because if you're having fun and your sole aim is to make her laugh while you're flirting with her, again, like I said, it takes the pressure off of you. Because usually what happens and what makes someone come across as creepy when they're, flirting with a girl is they are saying lines, lines that they may have rehearsed from an internet video or from a pickup artist book. You don't want to be doing those things. You want to make sure that your interaction is actually genuine and fun, and you're not putting her on a pedestal, because one of the reasons why you might be coming off as creepy is because when you approach her, you're already scared and you're treating her like a princess, when in reality you should just be treating her like a person. A good example of a real life couple that you can find on the internet quite easily on YouTube is PewDiePie and Marzia. If you look at how they interact with each other and how they talk with each other and how PewDiePie talks to her, that will give you a good example on how playful you need to be when you're talking to girls. I think they're a really fun couple, and that's how you got to be treating her. You got to be treating her, kind of a little bit like she's kind of like a little bit of a brat, but a brat that you really care about, and it's kind of like just having that sort of playfulness around your interactions rather than a serious one. And that's what happens when guys get a bit creepy, or girls. They're trying too hard. And when you just have an effortless, sort of interaction with each other. Now I understand getting to that point might take a while, which is why I suggest that you watch some of PewDiePie's videos when he's with Marzia, because then you can see kind of like how the interaction is supposed to go. The great thing about them too is when you watch them, you can see that they're equal. They both kind of mess with each other. He's not putting her on a pedestal. He's treating her like a human being. Whereas most guys, when they talk to a girl, they put her on a pedestal and treat her like some deity when she's just actually just a regular human being. And if you're afraid of girls, then in this kind of situation, you really need to grow up, because they are just human beings. They aren't something to be put on a pedestal. You need to treat them as equals, because they have just as many flaws as you do. They're just another human being. So the next thing that you need to do, and this is really, really important, and I see a lot of guys and girls fail at this, and it's when things get a bit awkward and you can tell she's not feeling it, it's time to back off and move away. So let's say you're at a club, or maybe you're at work and you're at school and you're just talking to a girl and you think she's really cute and you're trying to flirt, and you can kind of notice that she's maybe, her body language is facing away from you, she's kind of like not really into it. At that point, you just gotta say, okay, well, I'll see you around, and then sort of move away and go somewhere else, okay? Because you don't want to be pushy. You don't want to be forcing things, forcing the interaction. Because if there's no chemistry between you two and you're not gelling, there's not really a lot you can do. And there might be a few things you don't know about. Perhaps she already has a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Perhaps she's just not interested in dating anyone right now. You don't know what's going on in her life. And it might not be anything to do with you. Perhaps, you are doing everything right. But if you can tell that she's not feeling it, she's not laughing, she's not finding your jokes funny, she's kind of in the escape position as if she's trying to get away, she's not really looking at you, she's kind of, you can just tell that she wants the interaction to end, that's when you need to stop, okay? That's when you need to move on and go and talk to someone else and go back to your friends or something like that. You need to stop at that point. Because basically when you come off as creepy when you're flirting, basically what's happening here is you're not very believable. Your believability is off. You're not flirting genuinely, and it's clear that you have an ulterior motive. You sometimes see this, when I was at clubs when I was younger. I didn't used to like going to clubs very much, but my ex really liked going to clubs, so I would often go to clubs just to make sure they didn't get into any trouble. So I was there, and you could just tell that these guys were just lurking about, and it was so creepy. They were just trying to find the most drunk girl. And that was really, really creepy. And I've had situations as well before where this guy just wouldn't leave me alone. And this was when I was at uni, and he'd asked me out and I told him no, but he just kept on staring at me, and he basically just wouldn't let it go. And that's really creepy. When a guy is not letting something go, it comes across as creepy, which is why you need to be very attuned to her body language. I actually made a video. It is directed at LGBT people, but you get the picture on the body language clues that a girl likes you. So I'd highly recommend that you go and watch that one. It is LGBT, so some things might not resonate, but some things in there will hopefully resonate. So just watch that video and just see, just try and pick things out that work for you, depending on who you are, and that will be able to help you determine whether or not a girl is physically attracted to you, because I know it can be difficult to know through someone's body language and know instantly if someone likes you. It's much harder to do that. So by noticing on a few body language clues, that might actually help you, because it can be very difficult to tell if someone is enjoying your interaction or not. This is especially hard for people that don't really know much about people. So I understand that some people are actually like this and don't really know, so please go and watch that video. But hopefully, if you are in tune enough and you're not just relying on your own emotions, because I think that's where the problem is. You're relying on how you feel about her, and then you're projecting your interest onto her and hoping that she's going to return the same thing. But because you're so focused on your attraction, you're not actually picking up the signs and the clues that she is attracted to you as well, which is why you should probably watch some videos. In fact, it doesn't have to be mine, just any body language clue video that a girl likes you, and that might help you determine when you next start flirting with a girl whether she's into it or not, or whether you should move on and leave her alone. So basically the thing that you need to work on here is your believability. You need to make sure that you don't have motives when you're going up and approaching girls and talking to them, because if you have a motive and that's all you're thinking about, and you're not thinking about having an enjoyable interaction and an enjoyable, shall we say, experience to meet someone and get to know another human being, and you're just doing it to get laid, or you're just doing it to get a phone number or something like that, then the interaction is always going to feel a little bit flat, because they'll be able to tell that you're not being genuine. You're not approaching her just to have fun and have an interaction and get to know someone. You're trying to get into it in order to get something, which I've already explained. So I hope this video has helped you. If you'd like help with a specific situation, because obviously these videos are very generalized and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com/shop. Alternatively, you can use the email address provided in this video's description box and we can work something out that way. Please like, please subscribe, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.